Hello guys and welcome to a Sims 4 room build. Just a little teeny one today. One of those little builds I had to get out of my system. A little bit chill. This was a single lunch break build. And it's like kind of dated in like the best way possible. It is kind of got the vibes of like early 2000s, like when we were just starting to get into farmhouse, but we were also like a little bit more rustic, like a little bit more like, I used to call it like adventure chic because it was like, look, it's supposed to look like we pulled this, dining chair out of like the jungle and all of this. It was so like, some of you are gonna know what I'm talking about, some of you are not, but it was like dark timbers and elephants and lots of like gilded things and bird cages, but like also understated with lots of candles, and you wanted like soft linens and dark leathers, and you wanted like texture on the walls, not necessarily just art, but if you had art, it definitely had to be from a different culture than your own, that kind of thing. Like adventure chic. I know that's dumb, but that was the best thing I had. It was like Pottery Barn circa like early 2000s. think Rachel Green's apothecary table. That's the vibe. Think really oversized wrought iron clock. That's the vibe. Think Pottery Barn. That's what I was trying to accomplish here. And I actually really like how it turned out. It turned out really cool. It took me forever to pick wall art here because that was like the whole thing, right? It's like I wanted like, originally I had this idea and it was take that star and put a clock in it. But we didn't have a clock that worked because we don't get clocks a lot of the time, and when we do, we get very like old standing clocks, which is not bad. I like the clocks we have, but we need like a good oversized wrought iron clock that's like I'm losing my mind. Roman numerals, not Times New Roman. I'm very tired. It's been a long week. But like Roman numerals, some of them are cracked and missing. Like that's what we need. That's close, but I didn't like it. So it took forever to figure out what to put on the wall, but I think we finally got there. I'm not completely upset with it. It just took forever to figure out. It actually ended up being this thing, which was not initially the plan, but it worked out. It hit the same vibe. It reads round because of the pattern, so I was fine with it. And I was able to like play around it and make it work. I do wish the sideboard was like a skosh bigger. I wish it just filled that 2-block thing out a little bit more. I'm finding that quite a bit with these sideboards. Some of them are like the correct size for their design, and some of them feel kind of wimpy. And I'm not sure what that is, so I wish the sideboard was like a skosh bigger, but it's alright, it works. It did its job. And I struggled so hard to find plants, because I wanted plants that like smooshed into the corners, like, because I wanted it to feel kind of jungly. And I could not get plants that weren't just like clipping through the wall constantly. So the plants kind of clip and I just gave up, because from the inside it looks like they're just smushed against the wall. And from the outside I would just put like a chair or something in front and just ignore it. Because honestly, like, The Sims 4 makes good plants, but they don't make plants that you can squish places. And honestly, like, I need plants that can go in corners, but they're still like kind of tropically looking. So it took a while. That couch totally saved us. That is like the perfect leather couch. And then I went with these white chairs because we don't really have like soft cream linens in chairs. It would be really nice if this chair that I put in here had like a soft creamy linen. And I know I'm probably the only one who like wants that at all. But there's been so many times where I've been like, a good cream armchair would be ideal. I need good creams, and I need like 8 swatches of like light to dark nice browns. And I'm like this close to doing it myself. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I were to ever engage with this channel in any sort of CC, it would probably be me just getting mad and reskinning it. I've also thought about doing like CC Sundays where like we build stuff with CC, because I really like, there's so many beautiful things. I kind of got a bad taste in my mouth with The Sims 3 because I had such an issue with that game crashing anytime I tried to do CC that I've not really done a lot in The Sims 4. I've done it a couple times, and there's just beautiful stuff out there. But then it also makes the builds like somewhat unattainable, and so I was like, well, we shouldn't do that on the channel. And now I'm kind of like, what if it wasn't like one of our speed builds, but it was just like a fun little bonus build on Sundays or something. Because like Pierre Sim, Felix Andre, it's not Hey Harry anymore, it's just Harry, right? Like some of those, they're just gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous, CC, and it'd be really fun to build some things with it. And it'd be fun to see, like, I think it'd be really fun to take like a room like this, do like a base game version of it, do like an all packs version of it, and then do like a CC version of it or something like that. I've also said before on this channel, I think it'd be really fun to build a room like this, just like we did it now, and then just go into Sims 4 Studio and recolor certain things and just be like, what could we do if like we could change the chairs and like change the bookshelf color, etc., etc. And then just release that little thing. Just be like, here guys, if you want this, here's the reskins that I did. They're like, I don't promise they're any good, but they're here because I did them. You know, that kind of thing. Just because like we got really close with this build. The vision is like almost there. And I get that a lot with these room builds where I'm like, it's so close. If I had one more color swatch, if I had more browns, we'd be so close. But I do really love the way this turned out. This ended up turning out so cute. If I were to stick this in my house, which it honestly might go in one of my personal houses, if I were to stick this in my house, the only thing I would change is the door. I would personally put an archway in for most places so that this could flow into the rest of the house. But for the sake of it being a room and for the screenshots of it all, I went ahead and stuck a closed door. You could totally leave it a closed door. I just personally like open living, so I would put an archway. I really wish, this is a thing I would like for The Sims 5. If the devs are listening, which they're not, but if they were, I would very much like a setting in The Sims 5, if you have doors, where you can set the door open or you can set the door closed. And like it wouldn't affect, like if the door is set to closed, Sims can still walk through it, you know, pop the door open, but leave it closed. But you could also have them standing open, because like a lot of times when I'm at work, I work from home, I leave my door popped open, people can come see me if I'm working. If I'm working hard and need to focus, I close my door. You know, sometimes I want my door closed because I just need some space. Sometimes I want it open to invite Sims. We have a big old door between like it kind of splits the house in half because it's the original house and then like the expansion that the previous owners did. And we have a barn door, but like 90% of the time that barn door is open so that the house just kind of flows. But then when we, like, I use it like as Santa's workshop and the bunny's workshop when they need space, you know, wink wink. Then it's closed, and it kind of shuts off that part of the house for one reason or another. So I would love to see in The Sims 5 the ability to, like, have these doors like I have here now, but have them, like, 90% of the time popped open. But then, like, when my Sims are hosting a party or something, I could close them, you know? Or, like, when a Sim is upstairs trying to sleep and they have their door open and we're being loud, they could go close their door. I know that's so silly, but for me, that would be so cool. That would change a lot of my builds personally. Or, like, my favorite thing to do, I know this is bug central, and, like, in reality, it's very annoying. But, like, I love to have my back door popped open in the summertime. Let all those warm breezes come in. And, you know, the bugs, let all the mosquitoes in, let the spiders in. I don't love that part. But, like, I do that a lot, and so, like, I would love if my Sims could pop their back door open. Or, like, the Desert Luxe door that's, like, permanently open. How cool would it be to be able to close that? To be able to pull that huge archway closed. That would be so cool, because then when it's storming, your Sims aren't freaking out because they're inside, but they still have this big, beautiful window to look through, and then when it's sunny again, they can just pop it back open. Sims 5 devs, if you're listening, toggleable doors, please. Toggleable doors and a whole bunch of other things I've listed. I should just make a video and be like, these are the things that I want to see in The Sims 5. That I absolutely will not see in The Sims 5 color wheel. But that I would like to see in The Sims 5 color wheel. It'd be really cool. But yeah, this room is really small. We're just hanging out for a few minutes today. A little bit of a shorter build, a nice reset. Pretty soon on the channel, you might be seeing 4 rent builds. I don't know how soon because I don't know what the backlog and what my schedule getting things edited is going to look like. But it is currently December 15th, and I do know I'm getting it for Christmas because my sweet brother was like, do not buy it, I'm getting it for you for Christmas. So I'm waiting patiently and I'm very excited. So pretty soon we'll be getting 4 rent builds, and maybe this room will go in an apartment. This would be a really cute apartment living room, wouldn't it? So maybe this room will go in an apartment. We'll have to see. But I hope you all are having a great day and you're feeling loved. And if you're not feeling loved, please know that I love you and I'm glad you exist. I'm glad you're here hanging out. You make the world a better place just by being you. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Okay, love you. Bye. Mwah.